Good afternoon, YouTube. What's going on, you guys? Thanks for watching these videos once again. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that is going to accelerate your learning, whether you're in high school, college, master's program, med school, residency. If you're 50 years old, this can still accelerate your learning. And I will say that I sort of use this. I didn't use this quite as good as I could have in med school and residency. Certainly in residency, actually, we use this a lot. And it's the basis of residency. So what's really funny is that, so what's really weird is that this has kind of gone away in most jobs where it used to be very, very prevalent. And it's probably one of the most useful ways to learn and most fun ways to learn. First, I will tell you a little story about when I was in med school. I had a professor that actually had a couple professors I really didn't like. I didn't enjoy learning from them, and I'm not sure why. It was just like their speaking style or whatever it was. They really annoyed the shit out of me. And so I didn't want to go to class, but we were like required to have a 85 or 90% attendance in school. I know a lot of schools are not like that now, but back then we had to do that. So what I did was a couple different things, and this is kind of along the same lines of what I'm going to be talking about, but I went to class, but I pre-read for the class. I would go to class and then I would read during the class, not really paying attention. I would sit in the back and take my notes or do whatever I needed to do with like preparing for my notes and stuff. So it was like a cop blocking the road. Yeah, great fucking place to stop somebody. So what I did is sit in the back of the room, take my notes, do whatever I needed to do for that class to keep going, even though I was really annoyed by this professor. I just like learned to tune them out. And then I did two other things. In those classes that I was having a tough time with, or I thought was a little tougher, I would tutor those classes to like lower classmen, as well as get tutored from an upperclassman in the same class. So I was spending time with people that knew more than me and then didn't know as much as me. Does that make sense? And obviously this is like different semesters and all that stuff, but first when I was trying to learn the class, most of the time I would get somebody to help me with it. And then after I was done with that class, I would go tutor it. So that way like it stayed with me and I understood the concepts, and that would help me stack on newer concepts in classes and stuff like that. So if you think about this is exactly what residency does. When you're an intern as a resident, you're teaching medical students, but at the same time, you're being taught by upperclassmen and also attendings, right? And what's really neat about residency is that it's not just a couple years difference. They're like massive years difference. You may be teaching, you may be an intern, you may be teaching first or second year medical students, and then you may be sitting with an attending who is 20 to 30 years older than you, has 30 years of experience, and you'll be learning from that person. So that accelerates your learning really, really fast when you can talk or learn from somebody that has that much more experience than you. The other thing that helps you accelerate your learning is going and teaching to somebody else. I don't know if it's like social media or just the time we're in, we're like isolated almost. It's like really weird, right? Because we have lots of social media, but I feel like more isolated. We don't interact as much with other people. And going and interacting and teaching other people, other students that don't know as much as you, really, really intensifies your learning and solidifies it. And I think accelerates it. So I think that's really important. So essentially the concept I'm talking about is like, and this is definitely not my concept. I've heard this from multiple people, business mentors and things, but this is what I lived when I was in residency. It completely makes sense. So you're spending at least 25% of your time with people that have 10 to 20 to 30 years of experience on you, like more than you. And then you're spending 25% of your time with people that have less experience with you, that forces you to know those concepts so well that you can teach them to somebody else. That's really important. And then you spend basically 50% of your time with people that have the same knowledge as you, like the same class, the same age group and all that. So that way you're still like in those classes and understand like what's going on right there, but then you have a bigger picture with the people that are more experienced, and then you're solidifying the knowledge that you have with the people that don't know that stuff yet, and you're teaching them. I think a lot of people do this, but maybe we don't pay attention to it as much. I feel like I know this now, but if I knew that before, when somebody has 30 more years of experience than me, I think maybe I'll be paying much more attention, because I pay a lot of attention now when something has that, especially somebody that's like, you know, not just 30 years of experience in something else that you don't care about, like 30 years of experience in the thing that you want to do. So that will speed up your learning curve big time. I think that's it. Kind of a short video, but I really like this concept a lot. It's really cool. I've really kind of tried to go out and, especially in medicine and other things for me, for business, try to reach out to people that have a lot more experience than me, and just like try to soak up as much information as I can, so that way I can, you know, make those big leaps. One of the largest leaps of experience and knowledge and skill you'll ever have is during residency. I mean, it is like fucking light speed. You're learning just crazy amounts of information, not just book information though, just when you're seeing that many patients and you're hearing everybody speak about them and manage them all the time. It's like multiple doctors all the time, because you have residents, you have senior residents, you have attendings, you know, you have the surgery attending, you have the vascular surgery attending, you have the general surgery attending, you have the transplant surgery attending, you have the critical care attending, you have medical attendings, and you're doing, you know, consulting with nephrologists and GI doctors. So just hearing everybody speak about patients like that every single day, it's crazy how much you learn about medicine and patients in that short period of time, which is really cool. And I actually had one of the vascular surgeons tell me, hey, this is the time in residency, the time in your life that you'll learn the most, like, you know, drinking from a fire hydrant. But it's not like you have to go and read all this stuff, and it's just you're just fucking absorbing everything. It's really cool. I would challenge you to try to do that with you know, undergraduate, with high school, with even early years of med school. You don't get a lot of that, but if you can go and get more of that, then it'll be a lot easier for you to make it through these classes and learn and do a good job and enjoy it too, because that's a couple videos ago I talked about enjoying this stuff. If you can't enjoy this stuff, it's going to be harder for you. So when you're having just, you know, amazing people, you're just absorbing this information from amazing people, it's like pretty enjoyable. So anyway, that's about it, you guys. Hey, thanks for watching these videos once again. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, because it'll eat me in the ass. Okay, all right, you guys, take care. See you in the next one.